Automatons can be an absolute pain in the butt to deal with if you don't follow the correct strategy. Unlike bugs, these guys are capable of shooting back at you and are decked out from head to toe in armor plating. So if you try the old run and gun approach, you'll be thoroughly disappointed, as they can pick you off from great distances with surprising accuracy. Especially those nasty rocket devastators. I can't count how many times I've died to them, even though I was trying my best to hide behind cover. They're like vending machines on legs, but instead of soda, they serve rocket-propelled high explosives. So where did all these space commies come from, and why do they hate managed democracy? The Super Earth government doesn't want its subjects to learn the true history of these robots. In fact, the mere act of trying to investigate their past might get you reported to the Ministry of Truth, who will no doubt sentence you to a lifetime of hard labor. Behavioral correction on some off-planet mining camp. You might remember the major order we received to liberate Cyberstan when it was taken over by a massive automaton army. The reason these bots were so determined to liberate Cyberstan from human rule is because it's actually their ancestral home. Automatons are the descendants of an ancient faction known as the Cyborgs, whom we fought in the First Galactic War. If you compare the logos for these two factions, you'll notice that they're practically the same. Way back when humanity first discovered FTL travel and started colonizing the galaxy, they established massive industrial facilities in resource-rich planets, one of which was Cyberstan. And guess who was tasked with managing and overseeing the operations in these facilities? That's right, human workers. At first, they would use mechanical augmentations and exoskeletons to help them survive the harsh weather conditions and provide sufficient strength for manual labor in a suboptimal atmosphere. But as time went on, more and more people on Cyberstan began viewing these augmentations not as tools, but as a path to liberation and permanent enhancement of the human race. They started believing that augmented beings were the future of humanity, and that all should seek to merge flesh and steel into one perfect entity, free of weaknesses that affect regular mortals. And so the first cyborgs were born. Almost immediately they declared independence from Super Earth, as they viewed our government as an imperialist entity, one that was brainwashing its populace with meaningless ideals such as democracy and, quote, freedom. In its place, the cyborgs adopted a more collectivist system of government that earned them the reputation of space commies. Cyborgs were eventually defeated in the First Galactic War, but their remnants lingered on, secretly working on the next generation of mechanical monstrosities who would come to be known as automatons. The general strategy with automatons is to stick behind cover and target their weak spots. Unlike bugs, most automatons are equipped with ranged weaponry and will overwhelm you with their superior firepower. They aren't as numerous as bugs, but trust me, they don't need to be. The first time you come across a Rocket Devastator or Hulk Scorcher, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, let's get to the part of the video where I tell you exactly how to exploit the weaknesses on every single automaton type. There's simply too much content to cover in one video, so I've split this into a two-part series. In this part, we'll tackle some of the more commonly encountered bots, with the really heavy ones saved for part 2. Troopers. Troopers are the smallest and weakest automatons. While they look like Terminators, these little guys are almost entirely harmless and go down in 1 or 2 shots. They're rarely seen on foot and are mostly used to operate scout striders. Raiders. Raiders are the primary infantry unit of the automatons, and for the purposes of this video, they're identical in almost every way to troopers. Just like troopers, these guys have light armor and will go down with a single shot to the head, from just about any weapon. They aren't particularly fast, but can overwhelm you in large numbers, and are designed to pin your squad while the more powerful units like Assault Raiders storm your position. Marauders. Marauders are raiders that use machine guns instead of assault rifles. They can do lots of burst damage, but go down just as easily as regular troopers or raiders. You can also just chuck a grenade in their general direction if you see a squad of these bots advancing on your position. Brawlers. Brawlers are like Raiders, but instead of an assault rifle, these hooligans carry 2 arm blades that can do significant melee damage. Their general tactic is to rush at you while you're busy with the ranged raiders, but they don't just run in a straight line. Instead, they'll use an elliptical path to try and flank you whenever possible. Plus, they'll hold up their arm blades as impromptu shields while closing the gap. That's a way to reduce the damage they take from incoming fire. I recommend dealing with these guys before they get too close. Rocket Raiders. Next up are Rocket Raiders. Seemingly weak and fragile, but responsible for way more death than any of us would like to admit. Just like regular raiders, these guys can be turned into a pile of scrap metal with 1 or 2 well-placed shots from any weapon. But they have a trump card, which is the bazooka on their shoulders. With just 1 shot, they can force you to hide behind cover and pop stim packs, rendering you combat ineffective for a few seconds. If you're slightly below full HP, there's a good chance that the rocket will one-shot you. The key to killing Rocket Raiders is awareness, because they generally hang back behind the regular raiders and snipe you from a distance. So always keep your head on a swivel and take out these assholes as soon as they show their ugly face. Assault Raiders. The jetpack-equipped Assault Raiders kick things up a notch. Just like hunters in the Terminid faction, they can pounce at you and force you to divert your sightline away from other bots. Right after landing, these bots unleash a powerful barrage of melee attacks. If you try to run away, they'll poke at you with their pistol. These bots are just as fragile as regular raiders. However, their jetpack will often explode with lethal damage. I like to dive backward while shooting at them so I don't die when their backpack explodes. Commissars. Commissars are the final, and in my opinion, most dangerous variety of raider. Not because of their armament or armor, both of which are rather underwhelming, but because they love to call in reinforcements and can easily overwhelm you with 2 or 3 new waves of enemies while you're already busy with the first wave. You can immediately recognize the Commissars by their loadout. They carry a glowing blade on their left arm and a pistol on their right arm. Commissars also love to chuck grenades at you, so keep a finger on the dive button at all times. If you're quick, you can grab their grenades and throw them back to give these commie bots a taste of their own medicine. Whenever you spot a Commissar, kill it before it shoots that familiar red flame, or else you'll end up regretting the next 5 to 7 minutes of your life. And that's the end of part 1. In the next part, I'll show you how to effectively fight and destroy larger automatons such as berserkers, devastators, hulks, and tanks. Remember guys, loadouts have always been important in Helldivers 2, but they can make or break the experience when you're fighting automatons. If you want an effective weapon to deal with them on lower levels, get the anti-material rifle and aim for the head. Its scope and high precision, combined with generous ammo capacity, make it the ideal weapon for sniping automatons from range before they can lock onto your position. It's also a good idea to have at least 1 guy on the squad with anti-tank stratagems whenever you drop onto an automaton planet. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you guys soon in part 2. Goodbye!